Welcome, I'm Adriana Girdler and I'm from Cornerstone Dynamics, and I'm here to share with you today some meeting tips and tricks that are going to make your meetings rock. I use in order to help facilitate meetings. I get complimented on this all the time and actually get hired a lot to run really important meetings for my clients because I have this ability to keep people on track. Yeah, it's a part and parcel of my personality probably, but it's also the tools and techniques that I use that I really give credit to this. So I want to share this with you. Are you ready? So the first thing that I highly recommend is you need a bag of tricks. So my bag of tricks is literally a suitcase with wheels, really important because depending on the meeting and what I need to do, I sometimes carry a lot of stuff in this. And when I have a briefcase and everything else, the wheels are huge and very efficient. So let me open up my bag of tricks. So what do I have in here that really makes my meetings rock? Well, first and foremost is I love my apron. This apron goes on me, and I have my pens, and I have my markers, and I also have my tape, which allows me to be anywhere in a room and not looking for something. So when I'm in a meeting, I very much like to work the room and have people kind of move from their chair and really stand up ideally so that we can get things done. And I'll tell you why, because meetings really need to be about getting things done, resolutions, brainstorming, not about updating and sitting around a table. I don't know how many meetings I fell asleep at just with that alone because it's boring. And if we're going to get people together, let's be effective and let's be efficient. So as a facilitator, the biggest tip is have everything on you, because the last thing you want is have an idea and you have to walk to the other across of the room in order to get what you need. So I have all my markers, it's in here. Another thing, painter's tape. Oh, I love putting things on walls, and painter's tape ensures that you don't take any paint down, because I've actually come across companies who don't allow you to put things on walls, which I'm floored by because, hey, that's how we brainstorm. Paper is awesome, which comes to my next point, paper technology. I laugh at this because we have a lot of electronic technology, but I find there's something really magical about putting paper up on the wall. So I'm a big flip chart person, although you can see here I have some flip chart paper. I also love big rolls of paper, and we actually will roll out a whole wall. And on that, we use tons of Post-it notes. So when we're trying to process map, when we're trying to brainstorm, I use the Post-it notes along with any black Sharpie, and we just start creating on the wall. It gives everyone a fantastic opportunity to really see what's happening on a grand scale, and then be able to zoom in because we're all in the room and they can see it quite clearly. Really cool technique. I get so much done with these, and people actually become very interactive and animated when they themselves start coming up with ideas and putting it on sticky notes. So that's one of the things. Another part of my arsenal is toys. Oh, people at a point with my meetings go, Joanna, can you put your Play-Doh in again? Because there's three types of learners, right? There's a visual learner, there's the audio learner, and then there's ones that need to actually touch things to be creative. And so you always have toys around in order to help with that. I don't have tons because then it becomes too much, but I have enough in a room so that people can definitely play, and I invest in these all the time. I should probably invest in the company. I'll think about that next time. Another aspect I really highly recommend, and this is going to some of my articles I've spoken about, which is this lovely bell. Kind of like Pavlov's dog. I train people right away to accept that when they hear this bell and we're like all talking and creating and there's a lot of noise in the room, that this is an opportunity for us just to stop and reconvene and really get to a singular point by one person speaking at a time. Excellent little tool, so much so that I don't know how many bells I've had to buy because companies after I leave ask me to keep the bell. Can we have that bell? We really love it. And of course, yes, they may have the bell. Really simple tool and technique. The key though is if you're going to do any of this stuff is really to make sure, now that we're looking here, is to ensure that you enforce your rules right away. So I have these set of rules, beginning of a meeting, introduce logistics, and also talk to the rules of the meeting, the session, the working group, the sync, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is that you're doing. But it just keeps everyone on track and allows me as a facilitator to stop conversations, to engage in conversations by ensuring that we're following the rules. It's a really nice way to keep people on track that is not done in a way where people kind of feel a little bit left out, or they feel that they're being attacked in a way, because you got to be careful of those things. Another part that I really love is kind of my little, this is actually like for tackle boxes for fishing. I'm going to close this because I have nothing else in here. There's a lot of stuff in here that I want to show you. So again, everything's at my fingertips. Things that I need, if I'm in the moment, I really look at what's going on in a meeting. And sometimes I need to connect people, and let's say we have to do something and we need pencils. I got those. Anything you can think of, we need a little bit of engagement with people. So I have these really awesome cards that I can do with engagement of people. I got my stapler and my tape. Anything that I could possibly need to ensure that my meeting is smooth and I don't have to ask someone to get it or we're searching, because that really disrupts the flow of a meeting. I'm also a big believer in meetings that it's not only about what is it that we have to achieve in the agenda and the goal, but it really is how do we interact with each other. So I either open up a meeting with this or I close off a meeting with this, because it just really keeps everyone connected. And that is either I am grateful for cards, where everyone has one and they end the meeting off with something really positive, they can take it with them. Or what's really nice if you're constantly team building is what I appreciate about you cards, where we literally go to the person on your left or right, you write something that you appreciate about them, so everyone gets an appreciation and you end off a meeting in a really positive way. These are just some of the many tools and techniques that I use in order to help make meetings efficient and effective. There are my go-to, and this is what I have all the time, and I want to share it with you so that you yourself can create a toolbox or a tool suitcase, whatever it may be, that's going to work for you so that you can have everything at your fingertips to run a very successful meeting. On that note, please email me, let me know what stuff you use, and perhaps maybe we'll mention it in another video. You have a fantastic day. See you later. Bye.